Робота учасника другого етапу Всеукраїнської інтернет-олімпіади «Крок до знань» учня 8 класу, ліцей номер 1 Калінівської міської ради Вінницької області Калінчука Олександра Васильовича. The words changed the world. The 20th century is an age of great struggles, of ideologies, ambitions, and beliefs. It showed how far people motivated by ideas of liberty and democracy, or by desire to build a new perfect communistic world, or by true faith that their nation is superior, can go to protect their regimes. Soon bold action rifles were dismissed by automatic weapons, horses by trucks, tanks appeared, fights between thousands of planes in the skies, and strategic bombardments of unachievable yet objects located far behind the front line began. However, not this innovation and even not nuclear weapon were the most important tool in waging wars, but propaganda. Radios and TV got a lot more value in a modern war than ammunition. The history of public speaking begins probably in the ancient Egypt, but true golden age of oratory began in Greece, where democracy has spread. Ability to convince people played a key role in political life of such policies as Athens, where important decisions were discussed by citizens. Greek techniques were developed in Roman Republic and later Empire. Cicero is one of the most important orators ever, and he influenced future masters of the world a lot. After a long decline during the Middle Age, rhetoric was robust during the Age of Enlightenment. After the French Revolution started, orators got many work. Now their speeches were inspiring masses to rebellion, and endless disputes about the doom of the Republic existed as well. Motto liberty, equality, fraternity was popularized by Maximilien Robespierre in his speech, and he, as some of his contemporaries considered, was dangerous because he trusted to his own words. Anyways, let's get back to the 20th century. When the First World War broke up, radios were not so accessible, but newspapers and propaganda posters created image of the current events in minds and called people to conscript to army as volunteers, to work hard on the home front or help state by other way. And finally, radio appeared in most of houses. Aratos' rod is just near his victim's ear now. And here Hitler's path begins. Probably the bloodiest tyrant ever seen by humanity turned brilliant oratory into deadly weapon. Veteran of the Great War convinced German people in strength of National Socialism and that he has task given him by God to cancel Treaty of Versailles, unite Germans and to build Kuske-Manisches Reich. He convinced people that he must become a Führer. And he did. Whether you think my work is right, whether you think I've been diligent, that I worked, that I fought for you all these years, that I have spent my time in the service of my people, you're going to what now? If so, then plead for me as I pleaded for you. After crisis in the British government, Winston Churchill became a prime minister. Bad enough diction, weak voice, clumsy gesticulation opposed to Hitler's trained to be firm voice, ingenuity, demonstrative exciting performances. Despite that, Churchill's speeches are examples of the great rhetoric nowadays. Why? Because there's a spark of faith in victory. Faith in power of this tiny spark which will be grown into a great bright flame which will destroy wooden skyscraper of dictatorship and chains which had enslaved Europe. I will say to the House, as I said to those who have joined this government, I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. We have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. We have before us many, many long months of struggle and of suffering. You ask, what is our policy? I will say, it is to wage war by sea, land, and air, with all our might and with all the strength that God can give us. To wage war against a monstrous tyranny never surpassed in the dark and lamentable catalogue of human crime. That is our policy. You ask, what is our aim? I can answer in one word. It is victory. Victory at all costs, victory in spite of all terror, victory however long and hard the road may be. For without victory, there is no survival. Even though large tracts of Europe and many old and famous states have fallen or may fall into the grip of the Gestapo and all the odious apparatus of Nazi rule, we shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. And even if, which I do not for a moment believe, this island or a large part of it were subjugated and starving, then our empire beyond the seas, armed and guarded by the British fleet, would carry on the struggle, until in God's good time, the new world, with all its power and might, step forth for the rescue and the liberation of the old. Iconic symbol of words evil power is the total war speech of Joseph Goebbels, Reichsminister of Education and Propaganda in Sportspalast. He told about, quote, extreme exclusion of Jews, asked people, do you want total war? And this question was drowned in the Ja and Heil totalen Krieg. After horrible 4 years of war, endless air bombardment, and the defeat in Stalingrad, people got to ideological madness because one single question was asked. I ask you, do you want total war? Do you want it, if necessary, more total and radical than anything that we can yet today ever conceive? Now, people, rise up and storm break loose! Sure, it's impossible to cover all the words which changed the world, but ever this will be enough to make the conclusion. There is no stronger weapon than ability to control people's opinion, so there is no any more useful instrument than oratory.